Escape for many of them as the fire began to engulf a Minneapolis house.
You'll hear about the latest demands for a mandatory retirement age for jetliners. That's in the wake of the tragic jumbo jet accident that led to the deaths of 9 people this week.
Plus, you will hear about the damage done by vandals who made a midnight entree or entrance into state offices in St. Paul.
Those stories and more all next on Eyewitness News.
Introducing Toyota's Zero Zip Nada Nothing Down on Everything in Stock sales event. World-class quality Toyota Celica coupes, liftbacks, and all-wheel drives for no money down. Choose from our biggest selection of front-wheel drive Celicas ever available. Save up to $1,050 on popular options like air conditioning, ETR radio with cassette player, power windows, power door locks, and more, even before you make your deal. So don't miss your Toyota dealers' Zero Zip Nada Nothing Down on Everything in Stock sales event. Nothing is really something.
It's Water Bedroom's Winter Price Freeze.
Sure is. At sale prices like these, our spectacular selection of waterbeds is being snapped up like that and like that. It's fantastic. If you want a great buy on a great waterbed, you'd better hurry, because when they're gone, whoa, they're gone.
Save up to $500 on our beautiful oak waterbeds and bedroom furniture during Water Bedroom's Winter Price Freeze.
The excitement is back at the Dome. It's the Auto Show. More than 300 great cars, trucks, and vans worth over $5 million. The Auto Show at the Dome. Hundreds of different domestics and imports. The Auto Show, February 24th through March 5th. This is your chance to see all your favorite dream machines under one roof. The Auto Show through March 5th at the Dome. Don't miss the excitement.
KSTP Channel 5, first in Minnesota. Live from Channel 5, this is Eyewitness News with Stan Turner, Kirsten Lindquist, and the entire Eyewitness News team.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you very much for joining us. A 7-year-old boy is dead, and a 9-year-old girl is struggling for life tonight, both victims of an early morning fire.
And that fire very well could have meant the deaths of many if it weren't for their narrow escape. That fire was reported shortly after 7 o'clock this morning in this wood frame house at 2826 Colfax Avenue North. Authorities say 11 people were inside. Firemen found 2 children in a bed near a window where other occupants had jumped to safety. 7-year-old Justin Bowser was rushed to Hennepin County Medical Center but was pronounced dead in the emergency room. A 9-year-old girl is listed in serious condition in the burn unit. A neighbor says that he was awakened by a barking dog, but that it was just too late to help.
Smoke was shooting out of the upstairs window here, and there was a kid on the roof. Apparently he had tried to get out, didn't jump off the roof yet. I couldn't do anything, you know, I couldn't, it was already too late. I ran outside as fast as I could, but, you know, nothing I can do.
Yeah. Investigators say 2 adults leaped from a 2nd-story ledge after crawling from a window, and several people were forced into the 7-degree temperatures in pajamas and bare feet. The American Red Cross is providing food, shelter, and clothing now for the 9 occupants who escaped without serious injury. The investigators still don't know just how that fire got started. It was a fatal morning for a St. Paul man driving about 5 this morning down Interstate 94.
He was struck head-on by another driver going down the interstate the wrong way. For more on the story and the family who's questioning why, let's join reporter Mike Binkley right now in the newsroom. Mike?
There's a possibility, and at this point it's not confirmed, but a possibility that the driver who caused this accident was under the influence of alcohol. And the irony here in all of this, as we show you a look at these pictures of the crash last night, is that the other driver, the one who was killed, was a recovering alcoholic whose family is devoted to helping others with alcoholic problems. The accident happened in the westbound lanes of I-94 near downtown St. Paul. A car traveling the wrong way down the highway slammed into a car driven by Mark Hinderscheid, a 33-year-old father of 2. His family called to speak with us late this afternoon with a message for others.
We wanted people to see the pain and the sorrow that a family goes through when something like this happens. Where about 2.5 hours ago, I sat my nephew, my 8-year-old nephew, on my lap and had to tell him that his father had been killed and that he had been scheduled that afternoon at 1 o'clock this afternoon to go to a father and son hockey game.
Very tough scene there in West St. Paul, but he and other family members wanted to talk with us, and we want to do them justice. We really just got back into the newsroom a half hour ago. Tonight at 10, we'll have much more of their interviews, and they say they have a message that they think we all should hear.
There were a lot of members of this family, weren't there, Mike?
Sure were. He had 5 brothers and sisters, or actually 6 brothers and sisters, and 29 family members here in the Twin Cities who are all gathered in that home today mourning his loss.
Nothing to say. Thank you. Thank you. 100 investigators work around the clock to determine what caused that jumbo jet to break up over the ocean near Honolulu this past week, leading to the deaths of 9 people. But tonight, initial reports indicate the cause may have been a failed lock, allowing the United Airlines Boeing 747's cargo door to pop open in mid-flight, ripping a huge 40-foot hole in the side of that plane. The mishap is prompting new calls for a mandatory retirement age for jetliners. Well, we did a little research today and discovered that the average American jet is about 13 years old. Compare that to other countries. In Great Britain, the average age is 10, in Japan 9, and in Thailand 6 years. The aging American fleet is beginning to make passengers nervous, and as Channel 5 reporter Jeff Quayle tells us, some of the oldest planes in the country are being flown by Twin Cities-based Northwest Airlines.
Passengers say it sounded like a bomb blew up. This United 747 broke up over the Pacific Ocean, killing 9 people. United admits that the 18-year-old plane was the oldest in its fleet. Last April, the same thing happened to this Aloha Airlines 737 near Hawaii. The outside of the plane ripped off in flight, killing a flight attendant. The plane was 19 years old. According to industry figures, Northwest Airlines has, on average, the oldest fleet in the country, 15.5 years. TWA and Eastern come in a close second and third at just over 15 years, with the rest having a varying average age all the way down to Delta's 9.5 years per plane. Northwest Airlines says those figures are misleading.
A plane that's 10 or 15 or 20 or even more years old has literally had virtually every part, critical part, key part, or key component in that airplane replaced.
Now there's a push in Washington to have planes completely torn down and rebuilt after a certain number of takeoffs and landings. It would be cheaper than forcing the airlines to build new planes, but could ensure that old planes are grounded for good. The news from Honolulu has made already nervous passengers even more jittery. No surprise then that there was a steady stream of customers outside this travel insurance booth all day. Ann Greger works for an airline, and even she is buying insurance these days.
Because there are a lot of problems right now with airlines, and I just feel like it would help us and help our family.
There's expected to be a lot of opposition from the airline industry when hearings on the proposed restrictions begin next month. To completely rebuild an airplane can cost as much as $8 million. But if it means higher airfares, it's a cost most passengers are willing to pay.
What's a life worth?
Jeff Quayle, Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
We asked the major airlines if passengers are allowed to request a newer plane. Well, most told us that information is not available to employees located at the ticket counter, and so currently there's no way to book passengers according to the age of the plane.
The Lutheran Church has lost one of its most prominent leaders. The Reverend Frederick Schutz, the first president of the American Lutheran Church, died Saturday. He was 87. Schutz was elected president of the Evangelical Lutheran Church in 1954. He helped negotiate the merger that created the American Lutheran Church in 1960. He retired from the presidency in 1971.
Well, $1,600 worth of office equipment, a revolver, and some credit cards, all stolen, police say, from the Minnesota Attorney General's office from a building near the Capitol. Police say the office was broken into Friday night, and the culprits also vandalized the place. Peanuts and empty beer cans were found on the floor. A fire extinguisher was sprayed on computer terminals. The state auditor's office was also broken into, but police say no documents were apparently stolen from either place. Well, financially anyway, things are looking up for the state's independent Republicans.
And in a minute, we'll tell you what a visit by the vice president did for a party deep in debt. You'll also hear why St. Paul is celebrating a special friendship this Sunday. Stay with us.
Do you know what the summer of '89 will be like? Better keep your rotation options open. Forget carryover. Remember Blade X, only from
Hi, may I take your order, please?
Big Mac, McDLT, a quarter pounder with some cheese fillet, a fish, a hamburger, a cheeseburger, a Happy Meal, McNuggets, tasty golden French fries, regular and larger sizes, salad, chef or garden, or chicken salad, oriental, Big breakfast, egg McMuffin, hot cakes and sausages, baby biscuits, bacon, egg and cheese, sausage, Danish, hash masu, and for dessert, hot apple pies and sundaes, 3 varieties of sausage, roll, 3 kinds of shakes and chocolate chip cookies, and to drink.
Hey, don't throw away McDonald's menu song food coupons from your newspaper. You could still win thousands of dollars.
Hi.
Bye.
You know your problem, Haggerty?
Problem? What problem?
Bodily secretions and proteinaceous dirt form a substance antithetical to most fibers.
What?
You have a ring around the collar. As always, I have the answer.
Whisk?
A more efficacious formula than granular detergents. The offending ring has been eradicated.
Along with a plethora of unsightly contaminants.
Precisely.
Whisk for clean collars and a cleaner wash.
Do you know your problem, Cindy?
See this bag? It could change your life. It's a new microwave cooking bag, and it comes with new Hunt's Minute Gourmet. Say you want chicken cacciatore. Just add your own fresh chicken to the Minute Gourmet sauce and seasonings, all in the bag, and in minutes you've got the real thing. Tender and moist, and clean up's a breeze. You can also cook Oriental beef, Cajun shrimp, 18 sensational dishes.
New Hunt's Minute Gourmet.
It can change your life.
Minnesota's independent Republicans are a lot better off tonight than they were last night.
The annual IR fundraiser dinner last night was a huge success, thanks to the visit by Vice President Dan Quayle. Quayle's appearance at International Market Square drew a sellout crowd. The party raised over $580,000 because he was the featured speaker. Republican leaders say the money will help clear up much of the IR's debt, and that should help their election chances next year. Well, Minnesota Governor Rudy Perpich will be doing some political hobnobbing this week in Washington. The governor left this morning for the nation's capital to attend the annual winter meeting of the nation's Governors Association. Perpich will speak on environmental issues before several different groups. And tonight he will propose an environmental agreement between the states surrounding the Great Lakes before a meeting of the Great Lakes governors.
There was a special celebration of survival this morning at a church in St. Paul. The congregation at Camphor Memorial United Methodist Church gathered to mark the one-year anniversary of an effort to save a South African township. St. Paul City Councilman Bill Wilson was at the service. Wilson and Mayor George Latimer helped organize a letter-writing campaign last year to prevent South African officials from relocating some 2,000 blacks in the township of Levikamp. So far, the South African government has backed away from trying to remove the blacks as part of a segregation plan for that area. The city of Bloomington set out to prove today that kids should be seen as well as heard. These children enjoyed some antics at this carnival called Bloomington Loves Its Kids. Along with all the balloons and the games, some special friends entertained. Also, Safety Officer McGruff and Smokey the Bear offered some advice.
Minneapolis Mayor Don Fraser did a little partying of his own today. He officially became a senior citizen as he celebrated his 65th birthday. Birthday festivities included some politicking with posters and stickers. There was also a silent auction with proceeds going to the Head Start program. Well, weather-wise, it was a great day for a birthday.
Beautiful day. He doesn't look like a senior citizen, though, does he? Never ages. The sunshine. Beautiful, right? Great today. We'll check in with Karen Falloon for the forecast in a minute. And later, we'll take you to the tropics, just a few miles south of the Twin Cities, really.
Beautiful carpeting, beautiful upholstery. Now it's easy to keep them clean with a Power Steamer by Bissell. The Power Steamer is a professional-style cleaning machine. Deep clean carpeting, spots and spills, and whole rooms. Clean upholstery, sofas, chairs, and in your car. The Power Steamer shoots a warm cleaning formula and pulls out deep-down dirt vacuums can't. It's Bissell's best with many special features. Don't rent, own your own Bissell Power Steamer and deep clean anytime you like.
Only $179.99 at Dayton's.
Years ago, Jane was the first on her block to have a hula hoop, and man, could she hula that hoop. Now, Jane's the first female vice president in her company, and she's finding that trickier. Jane will also probably be among the first through the doors of Premier Vision, the new store for the latest and greatest in eyewear. Now save 30% on all eyewear at Premier Vision.
Excuse me, I'm not going. I've been.
Here's everything that's on sale for 5 to 40% off now through Wednesday at Highland Superstores.
Now watch real close and you'll see a Technique's programmable compact disc player with remote control for just $196. Did you see it? You'll also see a Samsung microwave oven with automatic timer for just $69. Thousands of items are on sale for 5 to 40% off through Wednesday at Highland. And now, here's everything that's not on sale. So if you get the idea that everything's on sale now through Wednesday at Highland, you get the idea.
They don't pay us a lot on the roller derby circuit.
That's right.
So when I want some refreshment,
Coming up, Flame.
I crash into a cool lettuce from Rainbow Foods, because they got the low prices.
Yeah. Not me. When I'm competing, I want what's best for my body. So I load up on lettuce from Rainbow Foods because it's the good stuff.
Yeah. Prices!
Good stuff! Low prices! Good stuff! Low prices! Good stuff!
I must be in the wrong commercial.
Tomorrow morning, an Alaska Airlines jet will take off from Anchorage, Alaska, carrying a Minnesota-led expedition on a dramatic journey. It will fly to Siberia for the start of a Soviet-American adventure across the Bering Strait. Paul Shirky of Ely, Minnesota, and a companion from Coon Rapids are part of a group that will take part in this 1,200-mile journey by dog sled. The flight to Siberia is in itself an historic event, and our Jason Davis, the reporter we assigned to cover the adventures of Minnesotans, will also be on board with an Eyewitness News camera. Tonight at 10, we will bring you exclusive coverage of the Bering Strait adventure on the eve of its start, so please join us for that.
Oh, that's exciting, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Well, Karen Falloon joins us now with the latest on the weather. Today was not a terribly exciting weather day, was it?
No. In fact, the clouds even left us. Nothing left behind but blue skies. It was that cold sunshine. Temperatures really didn't climb very high at all. In fact, just a few degrees over what the overnight low had been. Now, officially, the temperature this afternoon, 15 degrees, so we did make it into the mid-teens. The low this morning to start out, about 6 degrees. So now we had an above-average day yesterday. We're below average for today, and it looks as though the next couple of days will be either at or slightly below normal. Now, there were a few scattered flurries around in the overnight hours as long as we did have the clouds, but nothing at the airport, so we can't even put a trace down there on the snow. Right now, we have clear skies, 13 degrees. The dew point is in the single digits, so right now the humidity is 61%. Winds are out of the northwest at 17 miles an hour, so the wind chill right now is 17 below, and the pressure at the moment holding steady. Now, while we were in the mid-teens, single-digit temperatures remained over northwestern Minnesota, so the Arctic air is still with us. 4 degrees, the cold spot right now at War Road. Temperature at Sioux Falls, 23 degrees, and that would be the warm spot in the low to mid-teens elsewhere across the upper Midwest. Well, now the leading edge of the Arctic air actually still only making it into central Minnesota, with the coldest air sliding across eastern Canada. Very heavy snows and heavy snow warnings over parts of the eastern Great Lakes, including Michigan, extreme northern Wisconsin, the upper peninsula of Michigan, as well as parts of lower peninsula. Snow fell all the way into northeastern Ohio, Pennsylvania. A couple of inches reported, and that snow spreading into parts of New York and those Atlantic states that didn't get the snow or were missed by the last storm that produced some snow. Snow also fell from northeastern Kansas up through the Nebraska Panhandle, just a couple of inches. That snow right now with an upper level disturbance that'll be moving through the Central Plains. We have high pressure over us right now, and that will make for a very cold night tonight. But looking at the satellite pictures, there's some high cloudiness up to the northwest of us. And if you take a peek just at the extreme northwestern corner up there, that's the center of the next storm system that will be headed this way. The darker area shaded because of the colder cloud tops headed in our direction. Now that storm system will continue developing for tomorrow, moving in this direction. We'll have southerly winds and slightly warmer temperatures than we had today. That snow will be developing over the Dakotas at first, spreading into western Minnesota, and I think it will be the afternoon hours before it develops over the metro area. But as this moves into the upper Midwest right now, all the information I have says that it should be intensifying slightly, so we may have some amounts to talk about, but that right now my gut feeling would be on Monday night. So for tonight here in the Twin Cities, we have clear to partly cloudy skies and colder, around 0, winds out of the northwest. They'll become southwest a little bit later on tonight. That should put a screeching halt to the drop in temperatures. We'll see 0 when we wake up, partly sunny skies. That's the high cloudiness ahead of the next system. And then on Monday, light snow developing in the afternoon. Temperatures will be near 20. Monday night, snow continuing, and that's when I think we might be talking about some accumulations in the lower teens. And on Tuesday morning, Light snow and flurries mainly in the morning hours. The temperatures will be in the lower 20s. Looking ahead now, partly cloudy skies. Well, sunny to partly cloudy, let's say Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And right now, at least until the end of the week, we think that the temperatures will be well below normal. Below zero at night and barely around 10 degrees during the day. In fact, Thursday may just be our coldest day, and we're looking at afternoon highs in the single digits. And then I think we're in for a warm-up next weekend. But we've got a cold week coming up, I think.
Are we going to have to shovel that snow?
We might have enough to shovel. I can't say too much right now because I just don't have all the information.
All right.
Better off than Jason Davis up in the Bering Straits, folks, huh?
Still ahead in sports, we'll find out what's going on in the Dallas Cowboys organization and what's happened to Tom Landry.
A lot going on there, and there'll be a new #1 team in the college basketball polls this week. Ed Cairo has all the highlights, don't you, Ed? Next on Eyewitness News.
At Ryder, we're conducting some important research. We're here to figure out the best way to attract attention to our new pricing deal. And you know what we just discovered? Our new deal is so good, we don't have to make a big deal about it. So move yourself with Ryder. We make the going easy.
Farmers across the Corn Belt are doing it right. Like Tim and Tom Davis, champions in the National Corn Growers Association Yield Contest. 33 growers across the nation won with 15 different new Northrop King hybrids. Congratulations to all our winners and to all corn growers who are doing it right with the new Northrop King.
We did it, Daddy.
With the new Northrop King.
We're doing it right for you.
Our name is Bob Ryan. And we sell lease and service cars all over the Twin Cities.
City.
There's Ryan Olds in Mazda and Brooklyn Center.
Yes, there is.
Ryan Ford Winnebago and Minnetonka.
Right there on Highway 12.
And in Buffalo, Ryan Chevy Olds Cadillac and Jeep. Last year, over 6,000 of our friends and neighbors bought and leased from us.
And you know what? We give free service loaner cars.
Our name is Bob Ryan.
Ryan.
And we sell and lease automobiles.
Deals.
In Brooklyn Center and Minnetonka.
And Buffalo, too.
Well, the big national sports story yesterday, of course, was the sale. We were debating whether it was the biggest local sports story, but the sale of the Dallas Cowboys. And, of course, Tom Landry's stepping down there, or rather being gotten rid of
to step down, yeah.
What's happening with that fellow now?
Well, nobody knows. I mean, he doesn't have a job. And a lot of people inside the organization are very upset by that. They think he should be there. The new owner says we better use the new broom and sweep reasonably clean anyway, although Tex Schramm will still be president. So I don't really know that I understand this except to say that the new owner's college roommate is the new coach. So maybe that explains it. But in any event, Tom Landry's career with the Dallas Cowboys has ended. Arkansas millionaire Jerry Jones bought the Cowboys yesterday and installed Jimmy Johnson of the University of Miami, Jones' college roommate, as head coach. For the first time in 29 years, Landry is out of a pro coaching job. For the first time in 29 years, the history of the franchise, the Dallas Cowboys are without Tom Landry. He's the only coach they ever had. Landry's record with the Cowboys, 250, 162, and 6, and he set an NFL record with 20 straight winning seasons, and his teams won 13 division championships, 5 NFC titles, and 2 Super Bowls. His 29 seasons with the Cowboys ties with Curly Lambeau of Green Bay for coaching longevity. Tex Schramm, president of the Cowboys, says this has been a tough weekend for him.
When you have been together with somebody for, as you said, 29 years, and you realize that there is a separation, it's an end of an era, and it's not been a happy weekend for me.
Both Mike Tyson and Frank Bruno have swelled heads today, but for different reasons. Tyson retained his undisputed world heavyweight boxing title last night in Las Vegas by stopping Bruno with a flurry of savage blows to the head in the 5th round. Bruno, bigger, heavier, still faced 10-to-1 odds against Tyson, but he looked better than that in the early going and dished out more punishment than Tyson has seen in any of the champion's previous fights. Tyson is now 36-0. Well, that roller coaster ride to be the top-ranked college basketball team in the country continued yesterday. A top-ranked Oklahoma upset by Missouri, and that set the stage for the second-ranked Arizona Wildcats to make their move for the top spot. But they had to get by 9th-ranked Duke. Arizona got off to a hot start. Matt Muehlbach with a great wraparound pass to Eric Bushler, and the Cats led it 18-3. But the Blue Devils made a run late in the first half. All-American Danny Ferry nails a three-pointer at the half, and he cut Arizona's lead to just 6. Then Duke came out smoking in the second half. Quinn Snyder hitting the three-pointer, getting fouled. Duke went on top 48-40. Then the seesaw battle began. Game tied at 70. Sean Elliott pulls up for the bomb, and Arizona led it with a second remaining. Duke had a chance to send the game into overtime with 1 second left, but Christian Latner missed the free throw. Arizona held on to win it 77-75. The most likely will regain the top spot in the college polls. The Gopher basketball team will get a couple of days off before they travel to Illinois on Thursday, looking for their first Big Ten road win of the season. They suffered their first Big Ten home loss yesterday at the hands of Indiana, losing by a score of 75-62. Other Big Ten action today, though. Iowa breezed past Purdue this afternoon. B.J. Armstrong to Roy Marble. He led all scorers with 22 points, and Iowa beat the Boilermakers 84-67. The other Big Ten matchup, Ohio State could have used some help from Jay Burson, but his college career over because of a neck injury. The Buckeyes made a late rally in the first half. This shot by Jamal Brown from three-point land gave Ohio State a 38-37 halftime lead. But Marcus Liberty, too much and in 2 places. He blocks the shot, takes it himself to the basket. The Fighting Illini win big, 94-71. A couple of other scores from this afternoon. 6th-ranked Syracuse, an easy winner over Kentucky, but an upset for Wisconsin of 17th-ranked North Carolina State. A good weekend for the Gopher hockey team. They concluded their 2-game sweep of Colorado to advance to next week's WCHA tournament at the St. Paul Civic Center. Dave Snuggerud provided much of the offense in last night's 7-1 drubbing of the Tigers. Snuggy registered the hat trick, scored 3 times in helping Minnesota to yet another WCHA Final Four appearance. And of course, that's important because that and the NCAAs are at the Civic Center in St. Paul this year.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Eddie. It is winter outside. Did you notice that? Sure. But at the Minnesota Zoo today, there was a tropical paradise. Oh, looks nice. Some calypso music highlighted the zoo's tropical beach party. The midwinter celebration took place in its 2-acre indoor rainforest without the rain, folks. Some folks dress up for the event, sporting shorts and T-shirts. They must have checked their coats and their boots, their antifreeze, and their jumper cables at the door. That looks awfully inviting, doesn't it? Huh?
Yes.
Then there's Karen's forecast.
All right, morning rush hour should be just fine for those of you headed out early tomorrow. Late snow developing in the afternoon hours. Temperature tonight will be around 0, high tomorrow around 20.
You speak so well for a person with a broken foot. You know that?
Yeah, how about that? You can hardly tell.
Well, you've all heard the saying that your pet may be your best friend, and now researchers say they're good for your health, too. And tonight at 10, you'll hear about the Minneapolis study that showed how pets may help patients recovering from heart attacks. You'll see how a California hospital is taking that result one step further. Dr. Michael Breen reports tonight at 10.
Okay. Please join us then. We'll look for you.
Have a nice night.